There is a machlokus about the world of the garment, Olam HaMalbush. Is it within the writings of the Arizal? Or did the Arizal only start with the Zimzum and afterwards, as depicted in the explication by Chaim Vital? Israel Sarug, another disciple of the Ari, wrote about the Olam HaMalbush, the garment that preceded the Zimzum. The Arizal's main disciple, Chaim Vital, only wrote about after the Zimzum. And so, how could this be? In the final analysis, these two areas are really one. A lot of the Hasidim, the Baal Shem Tov, and some others actually use the world of Olam HaMalbush as its fundamental world, as its predicate. What is this Malbush? This Malbush is the combinations of letters made up of the 22 letters of the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, especially as shown in the two-letter combinations, and then half of that. So in other words, 22 times 21 over 2 is 231 combinations. This combinatory sheet is the Malbush. And all potential writings occur from this Malbush. Actually, this Malbush is the 22 times 21 letters, the 462, which is folded over, creating an empty space below for future writings, engravings, future mal, cuttings. Always remember that the gematria of Malbush is the same as Hashmal, and how the bris is considered Hashmal Mal. So at the final analysis, this combination of letters is the source of everything. Now, just to show you how the second level after the Zimzum, which is the circular and the linear, shows from the Ein Sof, Aleph, and Samach, the Notarakan for Ein Sof. If you spell these two letters out, you have Aleph at 111, Samach at 120, that's 231. That equals the same letter combinations, the two letter combinations that are found in the Malbush. The Ein Sof is the two-letter combinations of the Hebrew alphabet. So these two levels are actually equal. I've always seen the Malbush as a final letter, Mem, as a square, which is easily folded over. Showing if you want to fold it over diagonally, you get $2. Now within that is the Samach of the Ein Sof, which is the circular. My opinion, the Ein Sof is contained within, the Aleph Samach is contained within that Mem. Then those 13 attributes of mercy in the Mem. And that's 600 squared Mem. For me, everything comes out of the Hebrew alphabet. And the role is to return to Teshuvah. Return to Teshuv, Hey, the final Hey of Teshuvah. Return it to its source, which is the Malbush, vision of the Hashmal. And this returning the letters and returning all the concepts to letter forms, like the form of the Aleph, is the great secret of Torah, Kabbalah. To return all concepts to their original letter forms, to the Mem, to the Hey, to the Shin, to the Aleph, to the Vav, to the Bet, to the Lamed, to the 5 finals, going through Mishnah, Gemara, Torah, bringing all concepts back to the letters themselves. That's the world of the Malbush. That is the world that's alluded to by the writings of the Arizal, but not specifically stated by the tradition explicated by Chaim Vital, but that of Sarug, through the Baal Shem Tov, through Hasidus. This Malbush not only contains the Hebrew letters, it contains all letters. The letters I'm speaking to you now in English. It contains the Greek and the Chinese. It contains the Arabic letters, bringing back all concepts of a particular religion back to their roots, into the letter forms, understanding the letter form of the Aleph. Everything comes out of the Aleph, like everything comes out of the number 1, returning everything to its root. That Aleph is made out of 3 things, a Yud on top, a Vav in the middle, a Yud on the bottom. Those 3 things are 2, because there are 2 Yuds there. So it's made up of a Yud, a Vav, and a Yud, 2 Yuds and a Vav, 2 separate things. The Yud is split into 2, but is really 1. It's connected by a Vav. To understand this Aleph, you understand everything. And you must bring back all concepts of Torah to this. You must look at this letter when you study certain Mishnayos. Shanayim Ohazin. Two people are holding a talus. Bring it back to the letter Aleph, and you'll understand what's going on here. Bring it back to the letter Shin, the mezuzah. Bring back to the letter Shin, the two letter Shins on the tefillin. The wrappings of the Shin, and then the Dalet behind the head, and the Yud on the arm. Shaddai. Understand these letters. When you understand the letters as the forms, the essences of the commencement, you see, I think what you start from learning the letters, is the highest aspects. So you start from the letters, you learn all Torah, and then you bring it back to the letters. What you learned the first day is the highest thing. Always start people in the highest principles. You don't start them with the lower principles, you start them with the highest principles. And then as they move on, you bring them back to the understanding of those highest principles. And then you find that the highest principles and the supposedly simple text is one. This is not complicated. So start off each day with the Aleph. End each day with the Aleph. If you never leave the Aleph, you'll attain the highest states of consciousness. Bring back all your learning to the Aleph. Bring back all your body to the Aleph. See yourself as three lines, a left, a right, a center. That the right and the left are kind of equal, above, below, and in between. That the above and below are kind of equal. This is the great secret. That the Olam HaMalbush contains all the letters and all the possibilities of permutations and combinations. And that all the studies you do are just combinations of letters that have to be returned to Shuvah, especially in the month of Elul, as we get ready for another cycle.